Hello everyone. Welcome to the Orange Audubon webinar about Audubon Adventures. It's a great resource from National Audubon. The mission of Orange Audubon is to promote public understanding of and interest in wildlife and the environment that supports it. Audubon Adventures is a digital and print magazine that is available designed for grades 3 through 5, but it could be used in other grade levels if you modified it. So it's an environmental education curriculum used by over 7 million children since 1984. Here's the website. And I'm just going to walk you through the digital resources and tell you how you could potentially get a free class subscription of the print versions of the same magazine. So when you go to the website here, you're going to see these tabs. So we're going to look at the student adventures right here. And the student adventures, there's several different titles. Some of these titles are not available as a print resource. So you can click on any one of those, and there's more. This is just some of them. And some titles are available in Spanish. So if you go back to the previous screen and you click on any of these, you'll see very easily if it's available in Spanish. So when you get to the background page, you'll see this little icon which takes you to the magazine, and you'll see if it says that's in Spanish. So this one, the one on migration, is available in Spanish. So when you click on the magazine under Student Adventures, you will get a page of background information. That's for you and or your students, so that you'll be able to give them the necessary background on that topic. So this is the one on bees. You'll notice when you open up the magazine that the text is very high interest. It's written at the appropriate grade level and has great illustrations. So this is the one on raptors or birds of prey, and this just shows them how they use the air currents to fly. The graphics are well done and really meaningful. So this is the one about migration, and this is one of the best illustrations I've seen that shows the different types of birds and the migration paths that they take in the Western Hemisphere. You'll find classroom activities within the magazine. And again, you can get print versions of these. So this is a wonderful one for Florida people on the Florida scrub jay. It's a fairly new one. And here's a fill-in-the-blank story that the students can write using different parts of speech. There's outdoor activities included, which you can modify, whether the students take it home or you do it as a class activity. So this is the issue that's about native plants and birds and the relationship. So it's really cool. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt, find a plant with a flower, and then on the side they can write the color, they can write the shape. And it gets into really good detail to get them paying attention to what's outside. And this one too is in Spanish. There'll be sections on practical things they can do to help birds, or in the case of bees, or any other topic that's there. So this is the one on making things safer for birds. So this shows you what a bird-friendly window or glass looks like. And they can learn about how they could do this. Even if they don't have the stickers, they could do it with window markers and things like that. There is, in your tab, there's a try this section. So we just went over the student adventures. This is where you find the actual digital versions of the magazine. And they have little quizzes. And the quizzes go along with each issue. Okay, they don't have a quiz on each issue, but you can look and see what they have. So this is the one of just all about birds. And they're self-correcting. So if they click the wrong answer, it's going to tell them it's incorrect and they have to go back and try a different one. And then they have puzzles and games. So you need a brain break for your students. These are great. So here's an interactive game where they're matching the beaks to different birds and their feet. So it's all about adaptations. Brain break, coloring pages. And these are really nice. So they just can pick the colors. And they could even use, they use the illustration, the photo here, to color this Anna's hummingbird. I'm sorry, Alan's hummingbird. So you will see in the try this section, there are video clips. And these are really nice. They're not very long. And they relate to the different topics. Like the lights out is all about migration and things we can do like at night with our lights out. And then this one's about birds of the shore and what we can do to help those birds, especially if you live on the coast. That would be a really great one to, and these are only like a couple minutes long. There are lots of them. There are things they can make, like using a pumpkin to make a bird feeder, plants for birds. This one's excellent. Explains why, native plants are valuable. We're in migration right now. This is all about how they track a wood thrush through migration. In the dig deeper section, you have a really nice naturalist glossary. So if you're looking for a really good specific to science definition of different words like advantage or adaptable, that's in here. In the dig deeper section back here, we're still here, there is a take action, which has different tabs of things that you can choose to let your students know what they could do to help the birds. This is like being a friend to birds and wildlife. So it talks about the window crashes, planting native plants, how to protect birds at the beach. There's a whole section on community science. Your students can get involved in counting birds, which we'll have webinars about that later on in the season. Project Feeder Watch, which I think next month we're going to get into that. So this is just a little introduction to those things. Also in action steps, there are downloadable free posters that you can get. There's a teacher's lounge. So everything's cross-referenced. This is a really user-friendly website. Gives you, how to use the magazine. The glossary's in there too. The bibliography, which I'll show, and how to find a sponsor. So here's the teacher resources. This is another way to find the Spanish versions. You can look in here. Here's the purpose if you're, talking to admin about why you want to use this. And there's even a bird ID guide. So here's the bibliography. So if you're, like you're doing a unit on hummingbirds, this is a great bibliography of other resources that you can use, and even whether books or the internet. Look at this. They even have videos, like videos showing a hummingbird protecting its nest. This is great stuff. This is a bird ID resource that's linked within Audubon Adventures. And you can type in the name of a bird, and if you're doing a unit of study like on cardinals or local birds, this would be very helpful. You can even do comparisons of birds and even learn about their habitat or their behavior or how their population is doing, lots of different things. So this is how you find a sponsor. So the digital resources are wonderful, but print versions are really nice because then your student has one they can hold in their hand, they can mark the text and do all that good stuff. So in here, in the About, you're going to find a place that says find a local sponsor for your class. You're going to click on that. And then when you click here to find a local Audubon center, you can type in where you're located and it'll show you your closest chapters. If you're in Orange County, Florida, we have some sponsorships left where you'll get 3 issues. You'll get 32 copies of 3 different issues. We have them in packs. So you email me, which you'll see my email at the end, and you see if we have some left. We have some left right now, and they're great. They're a great resource, even if you want to use it for a center or something. So tonight was really short, just an overview of Audubon Adventures. Our next program will be a little bit longer. We're going to get into feeding birds and Project Feeder Watch, because at least here in Florida, we're getting to a really good time. It's okay to feed birds all year, but now is an especially good time to feed birds as we're getting new ones coming in. And you could even get a painted bunting like this one on your campus, because they are in Central Florida. So here is my contact information. I'd be happy to email you a certificate of participation if you would like one, saying that you came into this program. So I am going to stop sharing.